We got Rest versus Buffalo Soldier. That's another wild one. Rest, one of the best Hwoarang players in the world. Buffalo Soldier, Kazuya, right? Alias' brother. So
Yeah.
that is going to be crazy. We'll see who makes it through. Jod and Zubair here. Man, this bracket is absolutely incredible. And then Akil versus Retta, right? So Retta was a Hwoarang player you called out to go over Watanabe in his group there. So here he is, still fighting in the upper side of the bracket.
Yeah, man, insane. And then we have a look at the lower side of the bracket for this top 64. We have Abid Rajput versus Exodia, Saudi versus Pakistan. That's going to be a good one. AK versus Zehanot. That's going to be a good one as well. AK definitely going to be trying to get into that day number 3. Awais Liaquat versus Spiritus. That's going to be sick. Qasim Mir versus Strug. Russia versus Pakistan. And these guys have history. They played in winners and in the lower side of TGU one of the years as well. So they have tournament experience versus each other. And what else do we have, Rip?
We got Kasan, Ryuichi. So, I mean, these are players that all could have been on the upper side of the bracket, I feel like, right? But that's just how stacked this event is. You got ARC versus Sajawal. You know, that's like former Pakistan.
Not familiar with either of them players. Keep it a stack.
Then you got J-Pain and Nino. Nino's still alive out here on the lower bracket, right? He had a close on the winner side, but
Nino from Germany, the bear player.
And then Weka Watanabe.
Yo, Crash and Rage, what's good,
finally,
man?
A Korea-Japan match in the LCQ. You know, it seems
Weka Watanabe, Xiaoyu versus Azucena.
It's in the first round of top 64, man.
Hey, we got a lot of matches being played and none of them being shown right now. What's good with that?
On the side, that might be the Watanabe.
Samurai Ghost, what's good, man?
As well. There's just a lot of
how's everybody doing this morning? What y'all on?
Being at that venue must be crazy as just a spectator, right?
If you see me looking down, it's because I'm on Pokemon Pocket on my phone right now.
We have Noman Chaudhary, who actually rip a lot of people are saying.
While I wait for these matches to actually start.
Win the entire, that's huge. I mean, I think he's got a good shot at making top 4. I honestly just feel like it's so hard to predict who's going to actually get the dub. I do believe that Numan Chowdhury can get it done. I just feel like it is going to be hard. And that was actually Weka Watanabe there. And man, look at this Kokomo playing with Federer right now. Federer eliminated, right?
Yeah, Federer was eliminated. So I guess just getting some practice in, warming up, because there is so much on the line here. Kokomo. I was briefly mentioning.
Yeah, I really like this new Ho-Oh immersive. I honestly like this even more than the original artwork. I do think the Lugia one is worse though. And they're so similar that like I feel like they could have just kept the old one anyway. But whatever.
And these guys, so he'll have a lot of matchup experience there. We have Beacon versus.
How many players go to EWC after this? Yeah, this is one spot.
Man, I want to watch some of these matches.
I'm pretty sure anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy the amount of stress.
I think only first place.
He's been traveling.
It's a.
And it's so much travel time, right?
Having some coffee, doing laundry, then hopping on Street Fighter 6. The show sounds like a vibe. Drinking a strawberry smoothie, hell yeah. Have me a little fruit salad for breakfast. I might drink a protein shake here in a moment.
I think he is, yeah. And that is the law player right here that you want to be looking at. I think Mangja is already qualified, so he luckily doesn't have to go to the LCQ. So we will have multiple law representation here, but Double trying to get in there.
Lugia one is bad. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just obviously it's like a weird pose because like obviously Lugia has a very long neck, but this like really emphasizes it, and I think it looks a little weird. It's not like it's poorly drawn or anything. It's just not the coolest looking pose. It's not very flattering for Lugia in my opinion. The first one was definitely better.
In there practicing, making sure they get used to the setups, and just they're giving themselves absolutely every opportunity to win this and just go all the way into top 4. The thing is, Ripper, you don't need to win. You just need to get top 4, man.
I need to win, bro. I mean, I think you're right though. For the players, really, it's just about getting that ticket, right? And I think if you're not sure if you're gonna get that ticket, try to get at least top 24 so that you can get paid back, for your flights and everything, which is awesome. Was that Dawood and Kokomo playing rock paper scissors just for fun?
Someone said Lugia was posted up like it's Koraidon. Pretty much, yeah. Or Moraidon, better yet.
If he wins, he has to go up against either Asad Mughal or Natsu. So I think they're just practicing. They're even practicing the rock paper scissors, right?
They're practicing everything out here, man.
Okay, so we actually already got some results coming through. So Shadow beat Guts 2-0.
Let's go.
So like you said, man, like Shadow has that experience versus Jack, and it was able to work out. From Rest beat Buffalo Soldier 2-0. So that means that Shadow will be going up against Rest for a spot into day 3. Shadow we haven't seen on stream at all actually at the moment, right? So you said that he just has that ability to get into that top 8, and that's where the real battle begins for him, right?
Yeah, I don't know what it is by the way, but Saint looks like he aged like 10 years in the last 3.
Yeah, he is in the lower side, yeah.
Maybe that was me, but he does look a lot older than the last time I saw him. Maybe it's just the haircut.
Probably just discussing it with Super Kuma, who unfortunately got eliminated, losing twice to Awais Liaquat. And Zubair and Jod are now going to be going at it. The fist bumps all around. Nugget playing versus Death Hit here. Saudi Arabia versus Saudi Arabia. There's so many matches going on. Hopefully, we'll be able to get one match up for you very shortly. Take, I see in the background, Weka already going at it in a Japan versus Korea matchup with Watanabe. So many good matches going on at the moment. Exodia in the background as well.
Buzzcut looks very unk on him.
But
yeah.
It looks like one of our matches that we're going to be getting on stream is going to be Dawood Sikandar versus Falcons Tetsu. Also Usama Abbasi and Double. So those are actually matches we're going to be hopefully getting for you on stream very shortly. And our first match is actually going to be, as I mentioned, Kokoma versus Amar XR, who, again, is a player that has been doing very well. I've heard things about him. He's doing his thing in Pakistan. And this is very cool. Like,
give us a training mode view.
All
right, you want to run some predictions?
That has very little knowledge about.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing about competing internationally in general, right? So Kokoma does have a lot of experience doing this, but let's see if he can get it done here. This will be a fun challenge for him, a good test.
All right, so here we got Kokoma versus Amar
XR. We saw a
XR.
lot last year because the John was traveling a lot. Unfortunately, hasn't been able to travel
Predictions
much
up, go ahead and place those bets.
This season, but I feel like it's good to see a little bit of King now.
Shadow, the only American there. I think he's the only one left. I don't think he's the only one who went, but
being good has fallen off quite a bit.
was Joey Fury there? Actually, I don't remember. He might have been the only one there. I honestly can't remember.
How do you feel about the character?
I think that it's not that Fang necessarily got nerfed too much. It was more sort of the other characters getting buffed and having more options to deal with certain things. Having more moves that track, perhaps. To be able to counter the up forward 2, or maybe moves that have so much range.
Tekken 8 is just not America's game, huh? We have like no real like placements or like really strong showings outside of King Ray winning.
I don't think it was like a.
I forget what event that was, but
sort of situation.
It
feels like some
King Ray won like one master event, I think, and then that's. I mean, he's been playing pretty well and placing.
Yeah, I know. But
to most at most events he goes to,
He
but
wanted to try some other characters, but he always wants to make sure he has a lot of time to really perfect a character before he plays him in tournament. That actually hit the wall there with a giant swing.
Yeah, now he's in trouble. Good block there on the Jaguar Sprint low. Man, cornered here, nice.
I wonder what it is that's holding America back so much. Well, for one,
2 rounds up here,
some of our best players. Well, no, that's not true. Well, okay. Well, Jimmy J plays. I don't know how diligently he still like grinds the game and stuff like that these days. You have Speed Kicks, who doesn't like seriously compete anymore and like went to Evo and wasn't even in the tournament. And I think Speed would probably be our best player if he actually wanted to be. And you have Glaciating, who can't travel, who I think has always secretly been like one of our top players. Shadow, King Ray, Cuddle, they've been doing good, just not stellar. I mean, King Ray's had a couple of pretty good performances, but honestly, do you think Pakistan and Korea have greater practice conditions? That's definitely a big one, right? Because in Korea, it's a much smaller country. Well, every country is smaller than fucking, not everyone, but most countries are much smaller than America, right? So if you have high-speed internet and you're closer together, they have significantly better conditions for playing online and getting legitimate practice in. And then Pakistan, like, all their top guys, they all link up and play offline together constantly. And when you have iron sharpening iron like that in an offline environment, yeah, you're going to consistently perform at a high level at these tournaments because you're just doing what you've been doing all the time at home anyway, right? So
yeah, every time you try to sidestep or use something that had some evasion,
Anakin is coming back. When you say coming back, what do you mean by that? Because Anakin never really went anywhere. He's still been playing and grinding and practicing. I see that boy streaming almost every day. Like they also run a lot of locals, yeah, like Arslan and Atif and all those guys. Like you see them like doing local tournaments and like playing offline together like all the time. Yo, Jay, thank you for the 10 months, homie. I greatly appreciate that.
In Tekken 7.
Yeah, America is also obviously a significantly bigger country, like by a very large margin. So everyone's like way further apart. So you don't really get offline practice like that unless you fly out to a major tournament or you just decide upon yourself to take the trip to go to someone else's like city to just link up and like do a boot camp, which is obviously very expensive. And the what economy is, a lot of niggas just ain't got it like that, right?
He would lose with Fang,
and then we just
on his
don't
stream,
have
and
like
then
while a lot of
Sisters
people do
Arena,
have like good
and
internet
when
here,
you
it's just
pick
like
Zafina,
it's
and he
only
mixes up everybody,
it only matters
even
for
the
so
Koreans
far.
were
Like
telling him,
if you live
"Why do
in,
you pick Zafina?"
let's
And he's like, "I have the
say,
confidence." Sometimes you just gotta have
I'm
that
trying to think of like
confidence.
players and where they
Back
live.
sometimes, you know?
Oh, for sure. And you know, when so much is
I
on
actually
the
have
line,
no
it's
idea
hard
where
to
Shadow lives,
maintain
but
that confidence
let's say
in
you're
multiple
Anakin,
characters.
right, who lives in Atlanta, and you really want to train with Speed because he's a top player and he's very smart, and you know they're homies, they're training partners, whatever. Speed lives in California. Yeah, even if y'all got fiber, it's just not gonna be ideal. You know what I'm saying?
Allows him to live though. Try to punish the back four because it is -10 now. 1 pixel remaining. Goes for the low.
Duck, yes. And he's still only going for the wild stand in one punch. He doesn't really believe he's going to get that wild stand in 3 off or even
Like
off
this
it.
game is the anti-Anakin
maybe
game,
it's
which
just
is
the
why it
stress,
feels like
you
he
know,
fell off so hard when
trying
his
to go for
playstyle
an
just
easier
conflicts with
punish
the
because
systems.
he
I mean, I
believes
think there's a
in
lot of
himself,
players
but
like that, right? Because I don't think this is a system that you know, how do I explain what I'm trying to say?
Right now.
I think this game was also kind of anti-Arslan, right? The way Arslan played Tekken 7 is drastically different from what this game kind of encourages and is designed around. But when you're obviously Arslan is one of the greatest of all time, and at some point might go down as the greatest of all time, right? He's kind of on that trajectory. But when you're the best of the best, or like one of the top guys, you just got to learn how to adapt and change, and it's easier said than done. It's extremely difficult, and he's obviously still very, very strong, but just not as strong comparatively to his Tekken 7 self.
Did back four, and you know, he noticed that he was trying to either duck, and sometimes he was trying to punish, and he kept doing back four. And the one time he does the full string, the back
Yeah, I also
two
don't think that this
is
game
when
was
he
like
tried to
very
punish
like
again, and he
knee
got pounded
friendly
by
as
it,
well,
right?
right? Somebody's been playing such a much more fundamental style of Tekken for so long,
in this first set of
and such a much more patient style for the most part.
Yeah, I am not used to that.
In this game, you have to press.
Fang, right? Fang's back four has been unpunishable for, you know, what,
And Nee said it before, he started placing a lot better and playing like way better when he just stopped overthinking it. Like when he just stopped thinking. He said when he turned his brain off and didn't think too hard about it, is when he started winning more.
Are you used to that? Have you gotten used to the fact that he's got that?
Because the game is very dumbed down in a lot of ways. I'd imagine that a lot of American pros that play Tekken full time, America's an expensive place to live.
Yeah, you gotta get hit by it like a
Well,
million times before you.
from my understanding, it's definitely a lot more expensive than like Korea. Don't really know about Pakistan, but if I had to take a guess, I would imagine that it's more expensive to live in America than Pakistan. But
sorry, go on.
But I mean, there are players who like they are doing this full time. Whether it's because they're young and don't have responsibilities, or they have sponsors or whatever, and it still isn't enough.
Yeah, because the thing is, like I was actually going to say, which is quite relevant to what you're saying, is that the John actually used to do that a lot, where he would throw it out, but he used to catch people pressing into it, right? And I think that's what Amar's trying to do, but Koma's really switched on right now.
Oh, he is.
Matter of fact, let me see. What is? How does the Pakistan currency compare to America's?
He's not going to get it. And he seems like to be doing the obvious option, right? Like he's like, I need this. But in that situation, you're king, your back's to the wall. It makes all of your other throws stronger because your opponent's looking for that giant swing.
Exactly, but he's only been going for the one option, and Kokoma.
So in Pakistan, they have rupees. Pakistani rupee.
Amar, gotta stop the bleeding.
Yeah,
without the reverse sweep.
Yeah, he had the muscle, but that was a beautiful spacing into sidestep hop kick there, though.
So $1 is 283 Pakistani rupees. So I'm gonna assume that means that our dollar is significantly stronger than theirs, based on that conversion rate.
Indeed.
You see something?
Oh my God! There's no way. There's no way he meant to do that. Oh my goodness! Tacoma.
Oh man!
A single person can live comfortably on around 50,000 to 150,000. That seems like a wide range. 150,000 rupees per month. While a family of 5 might need 100,000 to 300,000. So how much is 150,000 rupees?
I guess so. Yeah.
I have no idea. Like, I mean, I feel like maybe there's a shoulder guarantee there. I don't know. Giant to the wall this time.
That's a big
Sir, that is $500. They said a family of 5 could live off of 300K. That's $1,000 a month. Yo, do I need to move to Pakistan? They said a family of 5
to avoid the heat smash.
on the high end is 300K. Nah, I need to do more research. That can't. It can't be that low, can it?
Jabs down 2, and Kokoma gonna take it. It was looking scary for him for a minute. And Amar obviously not happy with himself because he knows he was close, but Kokoma.
The estimated monthly cost for a family of 4 is about $1,150, excluding rent. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. But even still, I'm sure that their rent is probably way lower. Rent in Pakistan is on average 92.5% lower than the United States. Yo, low-key?
How far are we into this?
I don't know, but definitely
it might be time to move.
I don't see a win streak on either side. It might be the first one.
Bro, I could be a king.
I know that Tetsu has used Lydia. He even used Lydia a lot in Tekken 7 as well, so it's one of his main characters.
No, I remember he was super excited about this character. Good to see him using it here in Tekken 8. Oh no.
Sorry, I was so distracted by that I didn't even see who ended up winning the match. Who won between Kokoma and what was his name? Amir?
Tetsu had a really good run yesterday on the upper bracket, right? And he just kind of like coasted through. But this is a big challenge.
I'd rather live in the Philippines if I want my dollar to mean more.
You know, again, for him, I feel like he hasn't got the results that he's wanted as well for how he was playing back in Tekken 7. But this is a massive opportunity for him. You know,
how does the Philippines compare? Combo one, got it.
Gets the floor break with the combo. Good focus. I mean, Dawood getting off the ground very carefully.
All right, new prediction up for Tetsu versus Dawood.
Goes for the mid again. That's going downstairs, man. Everything is working out for Dawood. There was an opportunity for Tetsu to whiff punish, but he missed it. Big drop there from Dawood, though. Still has heat available.
For whatever reason, Twitch actually does not let you.
He's just getting caught in general with Elisa shenanigans. I mean, like, you know, just incorrect blocks at the wrong time. You know, just mid and low guesses.
Yeah.
Oh no, there we go. It wouldn't go. I had to refresh. It wouldn't go through it first.
Damage you can, Dawood. One more hit's gonna do it.
No, yeah, he tried for the hop kick there.
The average cost of living in the Philippines can range from $500 to $1,000 per month for a single person, and $1,500 to $2,500 plus for a family.
Have to be too worried about that. I mean, it was a 3-0.
A one-bedroom apartment in central Manila can cost between $430 to $780 per month.
Is that Joker? That's Tetsu. I think it is, right? So let's see. I know Tetsu's got a lot of experience. He can definitely do this. He can turn it around. But the question is, will he go to the Claudio now that he lost 3-0 with Lydia?
Yeah, I'm not really sure why or what even character he's been maining in this tournament, right? So, like I said yesterday, he did very well, but I didn't get to see his matches, so I don't know if it was the Lydia throughout.
Rent in the Philippines is on average 82.1% lower than the United States. The cost of living in the Philippines is on average 55.1% lower than the United States.
They don't want to bring the Claudio out. Like, they think that there's too much Claudio experience out there.
Yeah, you know, Hafizan Veer and these guys.
Why do I live here? I live here because I was born here. That's the only reason why. I live here because I was born here, bro. Like, I've been getting robbed like crazy. You know what, man?
Where you can assert those 50-50s, right? And Tetsu's kind of struggled to do that. And even right now, we see Dawood with a combo.
I only live here because I was born here. That's it.
Pretty closer. Back walk.
If I could just be me and be doing the same shit that I'm doing, and just have been born in another country, I'd probably be a lot better off.
I think that Tetsu has a little bit too much health, but we'll see. It's going to be very close.
Yeah, I think Dawood definitely alive here. Tetsu going to get back some health as well, though.
Careful.
We're not poor. We're just getting taxed like crazy. Yeah, no, I make decent money. I'm just getting robbed at every possible opportunity. Economy in shambles, bro. I was thinking about this because obviously I buy and collect a lot of sneakers, as you guys know. It's one of my favorite hobbies and my most expensive hobby. When I got into collecting sneakers, which was around 2011-ish, is when I like seriously started collecting shoes.
Chainsaws.
The retail price of a pair of Jordans is like $160 for like the more expensive pairs. And so if there was a sneaker that sold out, like let's say the
literally, man, every single situation.
Just trying to think of a pair. Like, let's say the White Cement 4s. Those released in 2012, right? I'm pretty sure those retail for $160. So resell on those, if when they sold out and you wanted to get a pair, it was like 200, 220 maybe. You know what I'm saying? That was a resale price. We are now paying in 2025 the resale prices of shoes. Or like, what resale prices were back then, we're now paying that in retail. Like, bro, I bought the rare Air 4s. I paid like $240 for those, like after taxes and shipping. I got a pair of the undefeated 4s. Those were almost $270 after taxes and shipping and everything. Almost $300 retail. That shit low-key made me be like, yo, maybe I just need to like give up this hobby, because like the inflation is ridiculous, dog. we talk about it all the time with like food and groceries and stuff, but I was really sitting here thinking because I remember in 2013 when all the Jordan 1s was coming out, like Retro High OGs, like Breads, Royal Shadows, Black Toes, those all retail for like 140. It was like 150 after tax. Those all retail for 180 now, plus tax. And if it's a pair that resells at all, like I don't know, Jordan 1s ain't really like hype like that right now, but
every situation. I think
I'm just trying to think of a reason. Have I even bought Jordan 1s recently? I don't think I have been buying any because I don't need more. But regardless, like a pair of Lost and Founds, you know, those $300, $400, $500. You know what I'm saying? Like,
even Tetsu, you know, shut his eyes.
Ticket game sure has changed. Yeah, and like inflation has always been a thing, but I feel like it's like skyrocketed like way crazier in like the last decade.
And Dawood, you know, he played very well there again, and he has made the right decisions overall. And there are times where Tetsu is just forcing his way out of situations. So that's why he's getting caught to it, as you called out. So I am curious to see how this final game
unlivable
goes.
and inhumane.
On the upper bracket.
Oh, good sidestep into the launch. Good stuff there from Tetsu. Should be able to get the wall hit. Is he going to go downstairs, though? Yes, he will.
Tetsu
right. I've had this conversation with my dad a lot.
Yep. Try to go for the second wall as well. I'm not quite able to get it, but up 4-2 now. Going to be a heat engager.
Oh my god! All of a sudden,
because of your bitch ass fucking up the economy.
All day against Tetsu.
It's working, man. He's guessing right in all these situations. And chainsaws of
right.
So strong. Gets that wall as well, but no combo.
Holy moly! That was
no. Our minimum wage, you would think that it's Korea or Pakistan out here, but no, like.
Beats it down, jab.
He's got enough health again. Oh no!
Yeah.
But the cost of living there, it's still too low because the cost of living there is so high.
Bad offensive, yes.
Press. It is what it is. Like, you know, Dawood's been doing a lot of kip up. Let's see if Tetsu can start to punish it. Oh god! Oh my god!
Into the wall boom, bro.
That is gross.
Yeah, I think, you know, if you're Tetsu at this point, right, you've lost a couple games to these chainsaws. You just gotta block when she's in chainsaw stance, you know.
It's all back form.
It's just block because it did a lot more chip in season 1, right? And season 2, that chip damage is toned down a bit. Like, just counted to not do as much chip as it did before.
Yeah, no, I agree with
Man, Lydia's so fucked up this season, but like I kind of want to like learn her again because I actually think she's pretty cool. Even if she is a huge pain in the ass, we probably should be nerfed.
Back one, down 4-2. Good block.
Oh gosh,
that's a counter.
Scary. In the back for the wall move. That is crazy.
Bahamas, where I live, is 5% or more than America to live in.
And he does go to the rage art. That was very greedy from Dawood there in that situation. It ended up being vulnerable.
Crazy how when we was growing up, Jordans were cheapish, but now we adults some money, they're more expensive. And that's the thing too, is that inflation is always a thing, right? And Jordans were even cheaper, like back in the day, like when they first were releasing. Like a pair of Jordan 11s in 1996 was like $100, 125, somewhere around, like 125. Now a pair of Jordan 11s retails for like 225. So $100 increase. And it's just the percentage and just like the rate at which it's going up is just so crazy. And like on one hand, it's like, okay, yeah, inflation's the thing. Obviously, things get more expensive. But I also think part of it as well is because when the resale market started going so crazy back in like the early 2010s and up through the pandemic, Nike was like, well, if these people are paying this much money on the aftermarket, why don't we just charge those prices instead? And then our dumbasses kept doing it. And then even still allow resellers to still continue to make a profit off of it by charging even more than that because of, you know, scarcity and or sometimes false scarcity and like supply and demand and everything like that. But yeah, I was really just thinking about that because like, dog, we're paying retail prices. Like the price we pay for retail is what resale prices used to be. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that shit. I was really thinking about that like these last few days. Like, damn, bro, the game really fucked up.
Oh, that might be enough. Oh, last pixel. Oh boy, this is a big
like I remember you could get a clean ass pair of cool grays for like $200. Now that shit's like $400 for a brand new pair.
I kind of wish he went for a raw rage out there.
Literally during COVID, it was almost over. Yo, during the pandemic, the resale market was. I don't know, man. That shit was on some other shit.
Took it to the wood, man. And that's one of the best players in Pakistan. So let's see. Oh my God, Rip.
Oh boy.
Hira Malik. You guys at home, I know you guys wanted to see this one, man.
Oh,
Kudans versus Hira. It is old school versus old school. Korea versus Pakistan. I don't think we've ever seen this match before, but it's going to be Steve versus Heihachi. Let's go.
Okay, let's get it. You know, Kudans, the Heihachi.
All right, Kudans versus Hassan.
Just won the latest STL. finals event as well. So let's see what he does. Wow, Hunting Hawk straight out the gate.
No, this is Hira.
Okay, Kudans, and he's up 1-0 as well.
Okay.
Wait, what? The
Yeah,
bracket.
Nice.
The bracket says that Kudans and Hira already played,
Yeah, I was gonna say I wonder if Hira was using Steve the whole time.
and that Kudans won 2-0.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I haven't seen him really use anyone else. So.
Oh, maybe we're just like
probably
really
stay
delayed or
Steve the whole
something
way.
because Kudan. It does say Kudans is up 1 game.
Punish.
Well, they must be really on top of it with the brackets then.
1 back 2. Still has heat over.
Maybe they just have like a lot of stream delay.
Guard break.
I'm not gonna put this
Now the
prediction
mix.
up. I want to see
Yep.
if that's
Oh,
the case.
Kudan's movement right there was so crazy. Forward dash into the back dash cancel. That was so good.
Give me 1
to get
second.
that
I'll be
down
right
by
back.
1. First round
Yeah,
Kudans.
baits out something from Hira, and you know the usage of the jab there from Kudans has been so good versus Hira, not letting him get those counter hits very easily.
And these 1-2s getting through as well. Flash punch combo.
There it is again, counter hit from the jab.
Got him.
Nice. Goes with a parry.
Oh,
Back
put him
1
to
though.
sleep.
That should get the wall as well.
All right, I'm back.
Hira Malik. There we go, clean
Just
wall
like how
down.
Nintendo raised the price of games because of inflation, but it's really
Oh
just them
my
marking it up
goodness.
to
The
resale
box is
prices
out,
and making
bro.
the industry standard.
One
Yeah,
apiece
and that's
here?
basically
Yes,
what
sir.
Nike and
Nicely
Jordan and brands like that
Yeah,
have
good
done.
stuff there from Hira,
Where
man.
they saw that like, hey,
Long
if
gets
people are
there
willing
from
to
Kudans.
like consistently
Gets
pay
hit
these
for that
types of
big mid.
prices on the
Goes this way
aftermarket, we
again,
could just
goes
charge
mid
that
this
retail
time.
and just make that money ourselves.
Dude, these Hunting Hawks.
Which one could argue, like if you're trying to be optimistic about it or give them the benefit of the doubt, you could say that, hey, by charging more retail price, we will discourage the the reselling in the aftermarket because people aren't going to want to pay even higher than this for these sneakers, and so resellers will get cut down and whatever, and that just isn't how it worked out. Like shit still sells up because it's still supply and demand. If the resellers are ending up with 50 pairs of the sneaker and you just want one, and they, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, while one could make that argument, it definitely, I don't really think it's the case.
Dirty
off the run, too.
Go to the throw.
Kudans trying to fight his way through this offense from Hira.
Would you prefer low patent on the 11s or high patent? I prefer the high patent leather. As somebody who's had multiple pairs of Jordan 11s throughout the year, like I've had the 2008 Countdown Pack Breads, I had the 2013s, I had 2009 Space Jams, I've had 2000 Space Jams, I got the 2016s. I've had several, I've had the retros of like every single era of Jordan 11s except for like the OGs. Like I've never had any pairs from 96. And I think the best look is the high cut patent leather.
Oh, sir. Oh, brother. Kudan's in big trouble with Warrior Instinct. Oh, my gosh. Is he going to get perfect? No, at least he got a touch in, but that's not going to help him here. We're going to a final round, game 2. No Warrior Instinct this time.
Yeah, didn't even let him use it.
Nice
Man.
little
Hira Malik
parry.
rushing him down. Look at the low parry from Kudans, though.
I mean, technically, all the rounds Kudan's won were out Warrior Instinct anyway, right? What's the big deal?
Yeah, true. He's got the buff now. Oh, back four.
Hey.
Uh-oh, this is looking good for Kudans.
Oh, he
that might be
dashed
it.
even better, and the perfect will do it.
Kudans wins 2-0.
over Hira Malik.
What a set, man. It was super, super close. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see that first game, but second game was very close. You can see Rest and Saint very happy about that one. They know how strong Hira Malik is, and that was a big hurdle to go over. Kudans managed to do it, and now he'll be going up against Hassan Alamir, who just beat Hassan Ali 2-0.
Wow.
He's now beaten AK and Hassan Ali, Hassan Paul player, AK Hassan Alamir.
Oh,
from Saudi
fuck.
Arabia.
Shadow and Rest have
Me
to
and
play
Joker
each other
met this
next.
guy, a few years ago in Saudi Arabia.
Damn it,
And,
man.
Joker was saying, he lost pretty badly to him when they played in casuals. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. This guy's very good. And now look at him, man, using the other center.
Looks like
and
Al
beating
beat
so
Take
many
2-0 in the
people,
losers
man.
bracket.
He's one game away from top 16, but he's got to go up against Kudans.
Wait, did you say Hassan Paul player is an Azucena player?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
I guess he changed his name now, right? That's him
Yeah.
right there. We see.
Okay,
he
I
used to
see, I
be,
see.
he used to be called Hassan Paul player. Now he's Hassan Alamir, so
Wow.
makes sense. Oh, who's book talking to? I wonder. Getting some last minute coaching. Uncle Ben.
Maybe. I mean,
Let's
Book
see,
seems like
let's-
he's been in good spurts this weekend.
Yeah, doing
Is that
content,
double
talking
Osama?
Where? Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Double Osama.
Oh, we got
Okay.
Brown Man in the crowd. He
Yeah,
had a pretty good run too.
shouts
I
to
think he
Brown
made it to winner final of his pool.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, it was super close. It was a 2-1, I think. I feel
Who's
like
that guy in the
that's
red shirt?
Shrimbu.
Is that Arslan Ash?
That is Arslan Ash. Yeah, Khan, Arslan Ash. Shout
Where's
out
your
to them as
tournament
well, man.
debut?
Enjoy
I mean,
the
I
show.
haven't
See if
competed
it's
in
up
Tekken
and down
8,
as
but I
well.
competed in a bunch of tournaments for
It
Dragon
must
Ball
feel good,
Fighters
right,
back when I played that
you
game.
qualified and you're just sitting down
I've
watching
already
these guys
debuted.
sweat out and, and get stressed.
I feel like if you're qualified and you're watching,
Tekken 8's not a game I really want to compete in though. Not as it currently is. I guess I don't really have anything to lose. It's not like I'm a top player or like I grind the game super hard anyway. But like I just, I'm good. I would love to compete again. There just isn't a game that I want to compete in. Yo, Necro was good, man.
But in Tekken 8, he's really woken up, man. And we're actually going to be getting that. This is a top 16 match. This is to make it into day number 3, guys. It's Book and Malik Ash.
Oh my goodness. And
all right, prediction going up for Book versus Malik Ash.
Right before this, so let's see who gets this one. Book, Malik Ash to get into top 16.
Yep.
Prediction is up. Go ahead and place those bets.
Matches that were all 2-0. They've been off stream, but when he was on stream, he in his first
Demon
game,
Slayer 2. What about it?
Oh yeah, down to the wire, 2-1.
Yeah,
but yeah, he's on fire in this event for sure.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a big punish in the back though, and I know a lot of people are rooting for Book right now, Rip, because he was so close in that tiebreaker. You know,
Tokan Trust. I hope so, man. I really hope so.
The team game, right?
Yeah.
I miss having a game that I truly love and want to play every day. Because right now I just don't have that.
He's playing defensively pretty
and I honestly don't know if I ever
well
will again.
Do
you think Demon Slayer 2 looks fun enough to compete? Fuck no. Not even close. That game is not for tournaments whatsoever. That is a... No. That is a very unserious game that is only to be played casually with your friends.
The character is super
I don't even want to play ranked in that game, let alone playing a tournament. Absolutely the fuck not.
You know, like the buck low and just damage in general.
Yeah, are you seeing Book's defense against Leo right now, though? He was like...
Gonna be trying gear when the ranked update comes out? Probably not.
He's doing everything against this character. He looks like he has
people compete on that? I mean, people run little tournaments for fun and shit, but like, it's not...
Okay, sidestep into
I'm cool. I play with my friends, and that's really it.
Okay, be careful. Oh!
Wow.
Gets the wall splat.
Dead.
Oh, man, disgusting. From the sweep, got the wall splat, and you know...
I've been having fun playing with the homies. I actually did go on ranked. I was like, let me try a couple of ranked matches. Maybe I'll make a video playing some ranked. And then I was having like zero fun. I was like, damn, this game is actually not fun at all if I'm not playing with the homies.
First round looked great.
I was taking Storm 4 crazy serious. Hey, we was nice at that shit back in the day, though.
I wonder if we're gonna start seeing a little.
But even then, like, I never took that serious either. Like, I was just playing a Naruto game. Like, I never thought like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to tournaments for this.
But not going to even get an opportunity to, as that's a counter hit there.
They try to make it sparking competitive. And who was the main person on YouTube being very vocal about how that game was not competitive and was very unserious? And was getting like hella backlash for it. And niggas was saying he was a scrub. Who was the main nigga on YouTube talking about everything that was wrong with that game and why it cannot be taken serious in a competitive environment before it even got put at tournaments, but that put on display fully exactly why that shit should not be taken serious?
But manages to dive kick.
Yeah, great.
Congrats on the snap sponsor though. Hey, thanks.
Reversal break, tornado incoming. But he's dead.
Malik Ash takes game number 1.
An amazing combo. Malik Ash getting the re-wall splat and then getting the spike for the guaranteed stomp kill. Book. Rip, what happened there, man? It was just like such a strong start for the first round and a half, and then it just fell apart.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there were some really good call-outs with Leo down for it too, caught Book stepping. So that was really good damage that he was able to get and maintain his own life lead. And then once he had the life lead, he just kept the offense going, right? He never slowed down. He never said, okay, now that I have life lead, it's time to play defense. He just kept doing his thing, and it worked out for him. And here we go. Right to game 2, Book tested with that high and string, and he immediately ducks, gets launched. So if Malik is going to test him with strings like that, then Book is going to find a way through, right? The next question is, you know, does Book recognize what happened to him? Because I played Book in tournament multiple times, and I generally... I think I've beaten him the first game every time, but he's always beaten me every set. So he does a great job of adapting to his opponent. I'm really curious to see how he does here. First round, boom, Book.
Yeah, you're right, man. And once again, winning the first round, Book, that was a very strong first round as well. Once again, getting the counter on the electric to the wall.
Yeah, and that's something he didn't even use in game 1 at all. No electrics at all.
I feel like he wasn't really able to, right? When Malik Ash was in his face, going with those forward 4s, back 1 4s. Trying to get that count here as well.
Oh, hop kicks again. Yeah, 2 for 2 right now.
Activates heat. What's the combo like? Spike. Oh, trying to go for the Oki. Nice stuff from Malik Ash though. Staying patient. Close round. Nice.
Death smash. Tornado's enough damage. Yes, sir.
Okay, Book. Looking nice, man. Here we go.
Yeah,
waking up in game number 2.
Able to be broken. There
Book is a badass Jin, one of the best.
And they're both just really timing their launchers really well right now.
Is this still LCQ? Yes, this entire weekend is all LCQ. remember watching a bit of the Sparking TNS, and I just knew the game could never be main stage at
Harry, and
Evo.
then he
I'll
couldn't
tell
get
you
a push,
this:
I'm gonna block
I
out
didn't
there.
have to see it at TNS to know that. I was telling niggas that before the game even came out, but for whatever reason, anime fans are like extremely delusional, and no one ever listens to me. So
didn't get you. Malakash picks up the get up too. Nicely done for the perfect.
Yeah, Malakash is really a character specialist here with the layer, man. You see him using the budget back tempo and all the stances really well here, man.
Hey. Woo.
There it is.
Yeah, you're right. He is a character specialist. He knows exactly where he needs to be evasive with the stances.
I think I favor CBM over Book, but I like watching Book quite a lot as well. The Simple Sky was good, and no, this is only day 2 of the LCQ. The last day is tomorrow.
Ooh, lucky he didn't get swept.
Yeah.
I
don't think.
Oh
Ooh,
goodness.
down jab. One more hit. Come on, Book. Can we take it to the final?
I don't think these anime games, these will ever have like a serious scene like that.
Wow, who was that, man? Rage available here. Forward.
Not as long as they continue to follow these same formulas and like lack of effort or care for how they design them.
I think so. Wait, is it? Let's see.
I don't know in this game anymore because the health change. It's not enough damage. That extra HP, man, and he tests him with the string immediately, and he closes out game 2.
All right, Book tying things up, 1 game apiece.
Crazy, man. It was such a good rage art as well because again, when
not
Leo
melee,
does
they're not.
4-4,
But the problem is that like a lot of these games have like a really good skeleton,
and
then it's like somewhere along the way they just stop giving a fuck and like half-ass it. You know what I mean? It's like you could make a Storm game or like a Hinokami Chronicle. Like you could make those games more competitive. Like you could tighten those games up a lot and make them significantly better than they are. But it's like they either just don't want to or just don't give a fuck, and I tend to lean toward they just don't give a fuck.
Trying to survive. I mean, both these players trying to qualify for that top 16 right now in the upper bracket.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of lows be used there, but I feel like Leo has one of the strongest while standing punishment, right? That while standing 4 ever since Tekken 7, just so strong. It's a heat engager here as well, right? So gotta be careful.
And beautifully times the heat smash, get the balcony break with it. This is gonna be a full combo. This might even be death.
It might be because of the spike into the hit, right?
Fighters was the only good anime fighting game to the last few patches. Well, that one's very different because that was an actual traditional 2D fighting game and not. That's an extremely different game from like a Naruto Storm or Hinokami Chronicles or One Punch Man Nobody Knows or Jump Force and stuff like that.
It shows you damage, but it doesn't show it to you for the spike combos, right? Okay. 8.
Okay, activates heat.
Yeah, it's looking really good for Malakash right now.
Forward 4. Is that going to whiff? No, it doesn't.
That Book just wants to get away from that wall. I like
Nice
the
delay
idea
on
here.
the string, caught him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's testing with his string. So
Jeez.
dangerous. That is wild. I can't believe Book did the laser scraper 3 times in a row there. Second hit is high, you know, he's like, you're not going to duck it, I'm just going to keep doing it.
Yeah, he's got a mid option, that's the reason, right? And I think it's got some pretty good tracking. And because his side was at the wall, right? He's like, I'm going to keep on using this. If you try to size it, you're going to get clipped. Trying to go for it again, but just goes for the first hit.
Oh, good. Block and punish there off the down 4-2 finally.
Got to be careful as well because Jin's Hell Sweep will break the floor here for a full combo.
Oh boy, now both players in heat.
Oh man, look at the pressure from Malik Ash.
Yeah, Book trying to survive it. Doesn't even get a chance to use it.
Oh, did he press?
No, he did not. That is
not
a
looking
huge
good.
gamble from Book that does not pay
looking
off.
good.
Set point for Malakash here to move on to upper bracket top 16.
Okay, Book low goes for the 2-throw. Good break from Book. Are we going to go for the Hell Sweep pair? Are we going to go for something? No, they're up 4-2, and it's an easy combo now. Unlike Tekken 7, you can just go for the Heat Burst.
Oh yeah, Book in big trouble.
Yeah. Nice block. No punish.
Oh no. Big trouble indeed.
I think the problem is most of these issues aren't a dev thing. They can only do so much on their end. I don't know if I agree with that. Well, here's my thing. I would say that if you're going to blame the higher ups, you blame them for their incompetence of hiring certain people to develop these games in the first place. That's what I would say.
I mean, just
because we can talk about the limitations of whatever developer and so on and so forth. But if we want to blame people, it would be like, okay, why did this company hire Spike Chunsoft to develop this game in the first place? Because they don't make good games.
We've got some updates right now as well, man. It looks like Shadow moved into top 16 tomorrow as well, beating Rest with almost a flawless victory. Not even dropping a round pretty much. But this is our next match right here, guys. It's Hassan Alamir who, you know, definitely making a name for himself right here versus Kudans.
This another top 16 qualification match. Man, did you see the other updates from here? Jod over Reda. So Jod also qualified upper bracket top 16.
Okay, Sefi Black over the Sam brother, so he'll play versus Dawood now. So Dawood is playing all the Germans right now as well.
And you mentioned, you know, Shadow over Rest. That means that Rest was 2-0 over Buffalo Soldier. So Buffalo Soldier in that lower bracket.
That lower bracket is disgusting right now, right? We're going to see some of that soon, right? Once these winning matches are over. But let's have a look, right? It's Hassan Alamir gets hit by the electric, crispy electric from Kudans.
Kudans, the Mishima special, showing that these Mishimas are still capable.
This is Kudans versus Casimir.
Let me ask you, Rip.
No,
Hassan
Alamir.
STL stuff, right? And you've seen Kudans play. How's he been doing in Korea, man?
All right, Kudans versus Hassan. Prediction
Honestly,
is up.
I'm very impressed. In Tekken 7, it felt like Kudans, when he would go up against a new character, he didn't really have as much knowledge or data.
Only game I liked from Chunsoft was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. That's my thing. Spike Chunsoft has made good games. They don't make good games anymore.
Is that probably down to the fact that maybe Heihachi
They made good games back in like the late 2000s and shit, but they don't do that no more.
I don't even think that it's necessarily him just learning the
Shadow
Heihachi.
plays Jod for top 8. I hate it here.
Putting more time into the game.
But let's go Shadow.
And studying for the newer matchups, right? I think a lot of these players, they're recognizing that these are huge opportunities here at Esports World Cup, right? And they don't know.
That also means that Shadow must have beaten up Rest.
And I think that's what a lot of them are going for.
Yeah, and you remember that Kudans was one of the first guys to win those big major, right? The True Gaming stuff back in Tekken 7 where he won 60k, man. So
yeah,
I mean, he's no.
What was Spike's last game? Spike made Sparking Zero.
Hassan Alamir is taking it to him, man. Is he gonna get another legend under his belt here with Kudans?
He may, man. I mean, this is my first time seeing his outside center, but he looks very solid so far.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah. Kudans' defense, though, man. And this is something I've noticed in those STL events. Like, he makes the calls in these lows, and his accuracy.
Oh, yeah, Jod 100% deserves it as well.
He's not a young man anymore. He's not like Mold.
But I'm rooting for Shadow because America.
He's getting up there, but look at it, still performing.
Shadow, a Riven player. No, Shadow plays Zafina, Claudio, Devil Jin,
because it really makes the opponent feel like,
and Anna.
I can't really use it that much. And then if you stop using
those are like the 4 characters in his rotation.
And again, another block on the low.
I'm telling you, man. He does it so often. Like, his call-outs on it are crazy. And it's worth it for him in a lot of these cases.
I like from Hassan Alamir, though. He's so persistent. He's like,
I think all these Bandai hired companies have made some shooters in the past. The thing is, some of these companies used to make good games, and they haven't in a very long time, but I guess it's because of relationships or because they are like cost effective, they continue to get hired. Like Spike Chunsoft made some of our Spike and Chunsoft. Ever since they've been Spike Chunsoft, I think they've not really made that many good games, but Spike has made really good games in the past that we knew and loved, like the Tenkaichi games, for example, right? Like they made those and they were good. They were fun, especially for their time. But they don't anymore, and they keep getting hired because they just have an established relationship and they're probably very cheap.
Okay, he's in the air. Actually went for the running 3. And that is
every time companies merge, they end up not being as good. The only one that comes to mind where I'm like, well, not always, is Square Enix. Because when Squaresoft and Enix merged, like, Square Enix is still pretty fucking cool. They still make good games. But other than that, like, yeah, because, like, even Bandai and Namco, like, well, no, because Bandai and Namco,
Warrior Instinct available. Here it comes. Yeah, he's like, I don't need the punch.
It'd be up and down. It's very up and down with Bandai Namco.
Okay, big combo. Keep up, no punish though. Go to the mid.
My hot take is Spike ain't made a good game since the merge. Let me see. I don't remember the year that they merged, but it was somewhere in like the early 2010s, I want to say, or somewhere around 2010 maybe. Spike and Chunsoft merged together in 2012. So let's see their catalog since 2012.
Kudans brings it back. That is the power of Warrior Instinct.
How did he look?
They made the Danganronpa games, which people like, but Spike Chunsoft also made Dragon Ball Z Connect. Yikes. They made J-Stars. That honestly wasn't very good. They made okay, they made the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game, so they made like Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. I don't know if people like that one or not. And they made Gates to Infinity, but those I never hear about those ones, so I'm assuming those ones are not like the good ones because I never hear anyone mention those two. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah, and look at the,
They made the
speed he
Steins Gate
flashed it
games.
that high there.
Jump
Right, he's,
Force.
like looking for all options.
Yeah.
And the speed he plays Heihachi, it's just
Oof.
it's so fun
Actually,
to
you know
watch.
what? I think you're right, dog.
I mean, we don't see
Outside of
Heihachi
Danganronpa, which I've never
right? So,
played, but I know people do
you know,
enjoy,
seeing
I don't
at
think
this
they've made
level is
any
crazy.
fucking good games since they merged.
he smashed. Yes,
Good call out. Yeah, went for that
There's actually not a
moment.
single hit in here.
Sun Almir.
And
Like, I'm looking through the
Red
list.
Camp.
There's not like one banger at all in this catalog. Here's the thing: if you go back to when Chunsoft was just Chunsoft, right? They got Dragon Quest 1 through 4, 1 through 5 even. Then the 1 and 2, I think these are remakes. You got fucking Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Time, and Explorers of Darkness. You got Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Adventure Team, Explorers of Sky. You know what I'm saying? Then if you look, let's see.
Wow, crazy. Okay. I think he was just very focused on not
If
getting
we
hit by
go
a Rage
to,
Guard in
can
that
I find
situation,
just
right?
Spikes
Yeah,
stuff?
probably. But nice step from Kudan's and she's out of there.
Yeah, you could actually avoid mids by when you're in back turn. Solid.
Where can I find Spike's list of games?
Yeah, man,
Down for
Kudan,
one.
the way he uses the down forward one Heihachi, I just feel like, I know it's -5, right? But like, I'm like, it is so effective. I feel like Arsenal should be using it, right? And missing down forward one, nice punch to the electric.
Okay, and here we go. And then we get the Spike, right? They made Tenkaichi 1, Tenkaichi 2, Tenkaichi 3, Tenkaichi Tag Team, Raging Blast 2, Ultimate Tenkaichi. They made Raging Blast 1 as well. So like they were just doing all the Dragon Ball games. I thought they did more than this, but it was mainly just Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah, he's like, yeah, all right.
Which a lot of those games were good for their time. You know what I'm saying? Obviously the Tenkaichi series, people fucking love those. You know what I'm saying? Like I still look back at those games very fondly. But
This is what he looked like at that STL that he won. Like, it looks just the same to me.
yeah, it's really just Dragon Ball they had under their belt from 2001 to 2011. All they did was work on Dragon Ball games actually.
That's it.
And a game called Extreme Wheels and another one called Crimson
Going
Tears.
to move into top 16 winner side. We'll see him.
Also, good
on
shit,
day
Kudons.
number 3. But Hassan Al-Amir,
Ultimate
no
Tenkaichi
shout
was
out.
not
Hope
a
the
good
shade
game,
back
but it
on.
was
He's still got some
experimental.
work
They were
to
trying
do.
something different.
Sport, man, you know, he's loved
That
it.
game really gets
Man,
dragged down by the
he's
fact that it has a
loved it.
Tenkaichi name
Against
attached to it because it's just like that's not
Lisa.
Tenkaichi at all.
I'm
And they
sure
did that
he's
shit thinking it was gonna
down
make it
that
sell.
lower
I don't
bracket.
think that was
Right now,
Spike's
we've got
call,
EU
but
Classic,
like
man. We've got Higgin versus
Bandai,
Tetsu going
Shueisha,
right
whoever
now in
decided
the
that shit
lower
should be
side
called
as
Ultimate
well.
Tenkaichi, that
And
was
that is,
a
like,
mistake
quite
because that
far
game
in
is
as
not
well, so let's
Tenkaichi
see,
even a little bit.
who's going to be able to take that one? But a couple more updates. We do have that Kakoma actually beat Asad Mughal 2-0. So I think that might mean
Yeah, no,
it's
since
gonna
the
be
merger,
Kakoma
they've
versus
made
Kudan
like no
first
good
one, right?
games.
Oh my gosh.
Fly was
no
actually
way.
spitting.
Yeah, I think that is the situation.
For Ultimate Tenkaichi away,
Cool
yeah.
training partners,
It was
man.
like
Kudan
again, it was like
came back,
experimental. It was new. It was different. Like it's not a good game, but like you know they were trying like you know custom characters and a whole original story mode and shit. We didn't. You never had that before. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta remember
So much.
specifically
And then
how
Xenoverse
Lotus
took
is
that and
bad,
knocked
too.
it out of the
Kakoma's
fucking
like,
park.
I know
Which
he's
Xenoverse
running
is
my
developed by
focus on him, and he beat him up.
Dimps, right?
Oh really?
Which
I wonder
Dimps
if that's gonna, do you think
got
they're
some
playing
bangers
that
back in the
at all?
day,
Like,
but
maybe
then
he can utilize that
I don't know,
and
man.
make
The way
it
they
crazy
handled
or-
some later
I just know
stuff,
to
including
play some.
Xenoverse,
Honestly,
maybe
the way
not so
things are
much,
going
but
right now, though, like this Kudan's to me, it looks completely different than the one in
Dimps
Tekken
makes
7.
the
It looks
best
so
Dragon
much
Ball
more prepared than
games.
anything I've ever seen from him.
They've got some bangers on it. Like I said, they got some bangers. So Dimps made
Like Tekken 7, he had
Dimps
that
made
first
Shaman
right,
King,
where he really
Spirit of
did very
Shamans.
well as well.
They also made Inuyasha Feudal Fairy Tale. They made the Budokai games. That was Budokai 1 through 3. They made Sonic Advance 3, Yu Hakusho Forever. They made the Saint Seiya game, Shin Budokai.
Alright,
Yeah, they
well,
got some
I'm excited
bangers
for
in
that
their
one. We'll see that
catalog,
tomorrow.
man.
That's
Shin
definitely
Budokai Another
on
Road.
Steam as well,
They
so
made
watch out
Burst
for that
Limit,
one. But,
Infinite
right now we
World.
have Higgin and Tetsu, and Tetsu's won the first
Obviously,
round,
they
and
made
the second game
Xenoverse 1 and
taken, though,
2.
one of the best Yoshis
They
that we
made
have in there.
Freedom
Taken
Wars.
with on the flash, but no launch.
I forgot they made Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, Tetsu
They worked
taking his
on
time right
that.
now. Look at some back ones. Got the hop kick whip one. That was clean.
Super
Very good
Dragon
stuff.
Ball
It's a couple like
Heroes.
those. Oh,
You know
real-
what? I'm gonna agree with you. Dimps does make the best Dragon Ball games outside of Fighters, which was obviously Arxis. But we're just talking about like just the regular anime games. Dimps got it by a large margin, and it's not even close actually.
But I think a punch would have been nice too.
Okay.
Problem
It's
is,
scary because when
Dimps also develops Dragon Ball Legends. I did not realize that.
situation can actually not
They
work out. So,
haven't made a Dragon Ball game
take
since
this
Legends
top
though,
stance,
and that's 7
but,
years
Tetsu
ago.
wasn't actually in heat there, so yeah, good break from Tetsu.
Wow, over the top.
Still cranking out shit for Xenoverse 2 though.
Good block and the full launch here.
It was good, Lurker.
We can probably get the wall here quite easily as well. Never mind the last hit. Whiffed. Oh, counter throw.
Wish we got a burst limit too. Me too, dog. Burst Limit was the best Dragon Ball game on the 360 and PS3. Niggas can say whatever the fuck they want. I don't care. That game was so much better than Ultimate Tenkaichi, so much better than Raging Blast 1 and 2. Like, I understand it's not a lot of content. Story mode short on goes with the stuff. Like, I get it. But visually and even just gameplay wise, that game is so much better than those. And on the lowest of keys, it's in the conversation with Xenoverse 1, because Xenoverse 1 at the time I thought was the greatest Dragon Ball game ever fucking made. Obviously it's aged like milk, and Xenoverse 2 is way better, even though that game has a shit ton of its own flaws. But like, you could have a conversation about Xenoverse 1 and Burst Limit in my opinion. I think most people would probably say Xenoverse 1, but
so he'll be playing versus his countryman Mohsin Shooter. That's going to be a killer of a match as well. XCC just beat Rife 2-0. So wow. Rife's EWC journey comes to an end for 2025 as XCC now plays versus OW, which we might be getting on stream soon, guys.
Uzumaki Chronicles was not for me. I got both of those games. They weren't particularly good, but I enjoyed them at the time. As a kid, just wanting to play more Naruto stuff, I fucked with them. You say DBFZ is the GOAT of Dragon Ball Z games. It's hard to say, right? Because like, if you would have asked me that 3 years ago, yeah, I would say it's like not even a question. But like,
the winner of this plays the winner between Joka Sam brother.
That game is such a shit show now. Like, it's such a flaming pile of garbage that it's just like, it's hard to say. Like, at one point I did think it was. I don't really feel that way confidently anymore.
This match is 3 matches away from top 16. So that path I just told you, Tetsu Higum, Sam Brother Joka.
On the topic of Arxis, them saying Tokon will have 10 years of support. I wonder if they said that because people were saying they killed DBFZ since it was bigger than Strive.
Book just sitting there, Dawood just sitting there waiting for their opponents, man. We got
Sam Brother eliminated Joka, by the way. Joka is
I don't know. We could sit here with the conspiracy theories and the tinfoil hat shit forever with Arxis and DBFZ and now with Marvel Tokon, but I don't know whether it was Arxis or Bandai or whoever. Somebody did not want Dragon Ball FighterZ to continue to be successful, because like, it really feels like they went out of their way to destroy that game.
Against Higum here, tied up 1 apiece, but huge life lead and looking to go up 2-0 here in rounds.
Yep.
But hey, Marvel Tokon, I don't. If we're making predictions and we're just being honest, I don't think Marvel Tokon will be bigger than Dragon Ball, but it could be. I don't think that game's going to be bigger than DBFZ was, but I would love for that to be the. I would love to be wrong about that, because if that game is super wildly popular and successful, maybe that'll be the only thing that gives me a feeling similar to what DBFZ did again. You know what I'm saying?
Hop kick is good though.
Oh,
would be better.
Okay, gonna go heat burst. Gotta be careful though, because Tetsu does have 3 stacks available. He's stacked up.
Arxis didn't really have too much of a hand in that last match. Actually, they came back, so they relinquished it to Bandai Namco for a while, but they actually came back and were the ones who did that final patch.
Like he was actually hit the wall there, but it does, and we're gonna go down as well. Balcony and wall. Are we gonna get the other wall now?
Yeah, we are.
I'm gonna take the bullet on that wager. Tokon won't beat Prime DBFZ. I don't think it will either, but I would love to be wrong about that.
Tetsu, is he gonna be eliminated from the EWC?
Because the thing is, like, obviously Tokon is not Marvel vs. Capcom, not even close, right? They're not the same game at all, and niggas who are trying to get Marvel vs. Capcom out of that game are going to be very disappointed and should scoop that out of their head, like, off rip. You know what I'm saying? It's not Marvel vs. Capcom in any capacity. However, Marvel vs. Capcom is obviously a very, very beloved, iconic legacy series and franchise, and a game that people love and desperately want back and everything like that, right? And that game, Marvel vs. Capcom, was really big at one point. Maybe even like the biggest fighting game at one point. In terms competitively and everything like that, right? So Marvel, just as a franchise, has grown exponentially, like significantly more since the days of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 because of the MCU, right? I think now more than ever, people are tapped into Marvel characters, comics, movies, and everything like that. Like, Marvel is so much bigger than it already was back then, right? And so I think that this game could be way more popular than Marvel 3 ever was, especially if it's an actual good game. So I think the hype will be there. I do think that year 1, I think Marvel Tokon will be the biggest fighting game next year, right? That game should probably release. It's probably going to release like January, February of next year. Like, if we're getting the beta in September, if I remember correct, if we're getting the beta in September, that game's probably going to release early next year. So that being said, it'll probably be at Evo, Combo Break, and everything like that. Year 1, I do expect that to be the biggest game at every tournament. Now, if whether or not the game is good is yet to really be seen, although everything seems so far so good. How long that'll last, who knows? But we'll see.
Does it? Tetsu over Higum. Man, Tetsu looks so relieved after that one. Barely hanging on there.
Think it'll be more successful than DBFZ? You gotta understand, Dragon Ball FighterZ sold over 10 million copies. That's like not a small accomplishment. That's a lot of fucking sales, homie. And also had like year one. I want to say that game had like 3,000 players year one, which Evo's gotten even bigger than that now.
Is happening right now as well. So many.
How many entrants did DBFZ have at Evo in 2018? Can I see that number somewhere? 2,579. Evo has gotten so big though that I think Tekken this year had about 2,000 something players, and we were like, damn, why are the numbers so low? You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing as well. Not only has Marvel gotten a lot bigger, but Evo and the FGC has gotten a lot bigger. So it's definitely possible.
You know, there's a lot of people that have high.
We also have to, if we're having this conversation, we also have to discuss like what are we defining as what makes the game bigger? Having more entrants at tournaments, having more sales, having more players on the Steam charts. Like what are we setting as the criteria for what makes this game bigger than DBFZ, if that's what we're comparing it to?
Who puts the bear and loses?
That's a great question.
If DBZ came out now to low-key have 7K to 8K, low-key, but also one could make the argument, and I would, without going too far, within reason, hear me out, let's be rational, I'm not taking it to the extreme, but I think Dragon Ball FighterZ also played a role in expanding the FGC. I think that game actually does not get enough credit for everything that it has inspired, all the people it has invited into the community, and everything that it has done, because Guilty Gear Strive, people like... I see people on Twitter all the time give Guilty Gear Strive credit for things like, oh, like, you know, helping rollback become the standard, or like becoming more inclusive, or getting so many people into the fighting game community and everything like that. I'm like, there are arguments and conversations to be had there. However, there's no Guilty Gear Strive without Dragon Ball FighterZ. So it really goes back to that game. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I don't think DBFZ or even Guilty Gear to some extent gets the credit that it deserves for what it has done, and you know how it has expanded the community and the genre. Obviously I'm not saying like DBFZ is the one who, you know, came up with a lot of things that it did, or, you know, I'm not trying to like take it too far, because I don't want niggas to think I think because I started with DBFZ and that's my favorite game and like the game that I blew up on and everything like this, like, oh, like this is, you know what I'm saying? But
we saw that match. The winner of that one got Sephi. So
I think that game did a lot. So while things have gotten a lot bigger, I don't know if they would be as big as they are if not for that game. They probably would, because Street Fighter's still a thing, right? And obviously Street Fighter's influence and impact and its numbers are a big thing, and that's a big reason why as well that we've seen another big boom in the FGC and with Evo and everything. Because what year one Street Fighter 6, it was like what, 7,000 players in that bracket, so that's also insane. That being said, if DBFZ were to release like this year in its original state and everything like that, like let's say we can go back to 2018 and take that game and drop it into 2025, yeah, that game might have 10,000 players. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. If you could take DBFZ's run and start it over in 2025 instead of 2018, that shit might have 10,000 players year one at Evo. As a person who got into Strive and not fighting, seeing how big DBFZ got, granted it was to be expected since the IP, and 100% played a role of expanding the FGC. Strive was my first game after I quit Smash. Gotcha.
Kind of the same boat, I feel like. You know, we have
still think DBFZ is very niche.
You know, whereas last year at this point he had won Combo Breaker, etc. Right? So
Dragon Ball is better than, or sorry, not better than. Dragon Ball is bigger than any other IP in fighting games. Like I don't.
You have to keep up with the meta.
And like fighting games in general are niche if we're looking at it that way, right? But if you're like
they're keeping up with the meta. Like
hold on,
things will change. Characters will be changing in how strong and weak they are in the situation. Not only that, the mechanics of the game itself are changing sometimes, right? Yep. So you know, you got to keep up with that. I said this from the beginning, and the best players right now are those that are keeping up. But right now, Zubair with a big combo.
Yeah, Zubair is looking fantastic.
Dragon Ball as a franchise has sold 65.2 million copies according to this wiki I just found. The only other two series that are bigger than that in terms of fighting games, and obviously when we say fighting games, that's including like the Budokai and Tenkaichi games, I'm assuming as well. The only two games above it on that list are Smash, which we're not even counting, and Mortal Kombat. Tekken is below that, Street Fighter is below that, Soul Calibur, Marvel vs. Capcom, Killer Instinct. None of those games even come close to the only Tekken and Street Fighter sniff 50 million. Everything else is like 15 million or lower. So even if you just take DBFZ, which sold over 10 million copies, it would still be top 10 all time on the list of fighting game franchises. Not just like singular games, but franchises off of one game.
Here we go, 1 round apiece, 1 game apiece.
There's nothing bigger than Dragon Ball really, except Mortal Kombat, which just has
I'm loving Zubair's defense here.
probably just as many games as Dragon Ball, to be honest, and has been around for just as long in terms of like the gaming scene.
Dude, he is ridiculous. Even on the offense now, he's really utilizing that deep dive with Paul. So much offensive mix coming out of him. Finds the back three as AK was trying to sidestep right. That's the way you want to crack with Paul Phoenix.
Is he dead? I think he's dead. Oh my god, Zubair on set point to eliminate AK from the LCQ.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Definitely tried fighters off the IP alone, just happened to be a good game. Exactly. And I think that's the case for most people, because like fighting games were such a smaller niche genre that most people did not pick that game up because it was a fighting game. Like, yes, us in this community, we were like, oh shit, Dragon Ball fighting game. But most people picked up because it was a Dragon Ball game, not because it was a fighting game or even because it was a Dragon Ball fighting game.
Okay, activates heat.
Get him out of here.
It's not looking good for AK.
I think so.
I think that's it.
Tornado.
Damn.
Dead.
Down goes AK.
There it is. Zubair takes out AK from the tournament, the LCQ. His EWC journey comes to an end. Unfortunately, wasn't able to qualify as he did last year, but Zubair continues to impress. You know, a lot of high hopes on him from people in Pakistan with the performances that he had. Unfortunate for AK, but we must move on. Ladies and lads, we have XCC versus AO. Old school versus new school. China versus Japan.
Yeah, I mean, the good news here, this is lower bracket round 3. So this is like, I think, where the payouts are.
EWC save the FGC. Okay, see, like, and that's where I go. That's where I draw the line and say, okay, we taking it too far, because I don't want to say nothing like that. I think Dragon Ball FighterZ boosted the FGC quite a lot and got a lot of people introduced to the community, but save the FGC is a stretch. I don't think the FGC needed saving. I will say though, Street Fighter V was not very good. You know what I'm saying? Tekken 7 was doing good. Tekken 7 was doing good. Mortal Kombat. So in 2018, no, we weren't even. It was we went on Mortal Kombat. It was Injustice 2, which was